The purpose of this brief video will be to demonstrate isolation levels in MySQL. I'm in the MySQL Workbench and I have set up two connections, one to UOPX and one to DDurso. In both cases, I'm working with the sale code database, which is a simple sales order database, which has a customer table, an invoice table, a line items table, a product table, and a vendors table. What we are going to be doing in this demonstration is updating the quantity on hand and seeing the effect on that update of different isolation levels. So in our first session here, we will start the transaction, then we will update the product, and then we will select from the product table to see what the results are. But first, let's just run this query so you can see what's in there right now. So we have 106 products. This is a Hickory Workbench, so we have 106 Hickory Workbenches on hand right now. So let's go ahead and run this query, run this transaction, and you'll see that we now have 107 Hickory benches because we've just updated by one. So let's go take a look at our second session. And in the second session, what we're going to do is simply select from the product table where the code is equal to our Hickory benches. So let's go ahead and run this. And when we run this, we see 106 as our quantity on hand. And we just saw in the other session that the quantity on hand was 107. That's what we had set it to. But we had not committed the change or rolled the change back. So in this transaction, we are not seeing the effect of the change. The default is you will not see the effect of the change. You will not see uncommitted changes. But you can change that isolation level and set the transaction level to allow you to read uncommitted changes. So if I run this transaction now, you will see that the result is 107. And that's because I have set the transaction level to allow me to see changes that have not yet been committed. And that concludes our little demo on isolation levels in MySQL.